Well, good day there, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Traplines and Inlines. It's a real pretty exciting day in the bush here today, that's for sure, guys. Today, guys, we're going to be fencing off my whole camp here, going right around the perimeter of my whole little homestead here. It's something I've been thinking about doing for actually quite a while. You know, I thought about doing it last year, just kind of didn't get around to it. It's going to be really nice to have perimeter, everything fenced off here and electrified there with a good zap, particularly for bears and stuff. It's going to be real nice, just for so many different reasons. Like one, like with my chickens too, even you know, I can let them outside and bugger off and not worry about it as much and shit like that, and make sure they're not breaking into my workshop with all that's going on in there. Can just breathe a little easier here too, working around in the dark. Like, I've really just been walking a thin line there. It's kind of a risky game I've been playing with the birds. Like, there's just so many here. I'm actually pretty lucky, you know, I haven't had anything trying to break into my cabin or chicken coop, and bears are real assholes, you know, they'll definitely do that and they'll cause you all kinds of grief, you know. But you know, friends, like, as far as I'm concerned, if you just leave it like this and not fence it off, it'd just be a matter of time before they, you know, got to the dog. Or wolves too, you know, like, I'm inside, can let the dog run around a little better, not worry so much as well. Also, even in the winter time, like, there's, you know, I got moose and shit that come and rub on things and all kinds of shit like that. Wolves too, I don't really want in my yard. I got it pretty well figured how I'm gonna do it here. There's quite a few different aspects to how I'm gonna go about it. Quite a few different little things. Some things I'm not entirely sure of. It's not gonna be fun putting her through here, but yeah, I have a pretty good idea and she's gonna work good. I can't wait to get her done. Okay guys, so we're just getting started here. You see I already got post over way yonder. We're doing wooden cordon posts. There's a lot to this. It's easier for me to show you than it is for me to tell you. So just how this is gonna line up. So this is a different kind of ground to put posts through. Like, when it dries out, it's rock solid, but you get it the right time, you can really drive them. It's going not bad here. Like, if we had a rain, I would just be buttering them in there. The only thing is, like, trying to time that with Mother Nature here in Sass, like, it's a tough ass. Like, you're not gonna do well trying to plan Mother Nature. Every time I drive post here, I've been meaning to do a good demonstration, but I do this only twice, and when I'm doing my solar, and I did it both in the winter. So much better, can do much better here. Show you how I'm doing this. So this bar is indispensable. It's, you know, it's heavy. It works good on this clay ground, and it's also nice. I can find the rocks and I can move them. You know, because otherwise you drive a post and you get it to that point, you're like, oh, okay, well, I hit a big ass rock here, and there is a lot of rocks here. Well, then it kind of sucks. So just, I'm trying to drive it down there and then pry it each way to make the hole bigger, so you can hear it. Like, if I hit little ones, I can move them. But there's some suckers in here I'm not doing anything about. So I'm already way down there, and this is just like a pilot hole, right? See? Now, every time I do this, it's winter and the ground's frozen, so it's tough. So every time I do it, someone tells me to get post hole diggers. I honestly have no use for them. Yeah, we're putting 3 to 4 inch posts, 6 footers like this. You don't need to dig a hole. Like, I can make a pilot with this if need be. Otherwise, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just setting them right in. What I did with that there, with this here. And if I'm ever doing a post big enough to need post hole digger, I'm just gonna shovel. It's way better. I always found, guys, just for me. See, like, we got that started there nice. We'll try and keep her going pretty straight. This is way overkill for this job, but we'll get her done. Oh fuck yeah, we will. So we got a nice bank here to work on, and we're gonna take the high ground because I'm hitting it much more convenient. You can stand on your quad or something, but what I found, like putting in a lot of posts every day, building big fences by hand through the bush, like it was hard for me to get to them. A lot of them because of the bush with the quad, it was just pain in the ass waste of time. So I just got used to driving them on foot. Fuck. See, sometimes I'm bad a little bit. You got to hit her right there. If you hit her here, she's gonna break. Yeah, goddamn man, I'm not used to this weather. It's hot today, guys. I'm probably gonna watch this and realize I need a bigger shirt, so pardon me on that, guys. She's pretty good, but we got to get her that last weight because that really makes it. So she's in there good. I might be bottoming out there pretty good now. Okay guys, so making good progress on my fence here. Yeah, like what I'm trying to do with these wooden posts here is just draw the perimeter, and then I want straight lines between all the posts, and then I'll fill in the gaps with my stakes there. So I got this done, and then you can see I flagged and then cut it up the ridge. I'm gonna be particular about how I do this. And this one cut straight up. Like I want to ride this ridge. Like I much rather put another post here and kind of zigzag it along than try and run all my wires through this shit. It's just so much easier, so much less maintenance. See, I just gotta clean a bit off this, just a little bit there. Should be a straight shot. Yeah, nice straight shot up here. And then this is tricky. Like I'm just, you see that flagging tape, it shoots right through here behind my wood pile. It's gonna have to clear a little bit off there. Chickens wouldn't mind the rain either, get some grass for them to chew on, but this pile here is what I'm working on, and I want to get it cleared out, set up, moved out of the way so my fence can come through here. So just bear with me on that for a second. This ridge was bad, it's still frozen. Like I am bottoming out there, it's not deep enough. Shoot straight through back here, and then I put this post, bend it around, and then shoot it over there. But this one in particular, because there was like plywood on top of it, it didn't dry out as good, or unthaw as good, I think. This one I got pretty good, but instead of wailing on it, I'm just gonna take a little pail, put a little bit of water down there, and it will be really good. It will unthaw that and go easy. So now I gotta cut behind the shedder here. I'm gonna end up putting a post somewhere around here, cut it tight here, but all this stuff here is gonna be nice to have in my yard for putting things and stuff. And then I'm shooting her straight that way, and it's gonna be a little trickier. Okay guys, so that's the last post there now, and they all went pretty good. That one didn't go great, it's a pretty big post too. I got all these all around the perimeter all done, and you can see where we're at here now, guys, is just right behind my chicken coop. Like right behind my truck there is my compost pile where I put all my chicken shit and ashes from the wood stove and whatnot. What I have here, I got this, and then it goes that way over to the shedder, and then that way, and there's kind of a little place here I fenced off now. If I was ever to put a garden, I would put it right here. And also, one thing I've been thinking about now that I'm gonna have this all fenced off from bears and stuff, you could like have a little chicken rig there. I think they call it a tractor or something. Just move them around on the grass here a bit would be cool. Like if I would to try that before I had her electrified, I would be supporting the local bear population, we put it that way. So I actually just heard a big ass tree come down in the water. That was pretty cool. But you can see here, guys, it's hard to say because this shit has just been passing over, but it looks pretty dark over there. See what happens. I want a nice, easy, accessible gate that's, you know, I'm gonna hang a good big steel 16-footer. Make sure it's good and long and it's never too short. Can get everything in here and it's quick and easy, and I'm gonna electrify it, zap the piss out of a bear just in case, you know, because he's gonna climb right over it. So I'm digging here. See, I hit the frost, so I'm trying to unthaw her a bit. I'm gonna need a big ass post there, need a big ass hole. I'm only 2 feet down there now, so that's okay. We'll get that done. And what I gotta do here is trench it so I can bring the power across, and bury the power. It joins up on the other side of the fence. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just getting started. I'm gonna want to get this one in there fairly deep. So you can see she dig not bad over here, but like right here she's hard packed, eh? So it's gonna take a little more. Oh, I put her. So it's gonna take a little more to dig it down here, and that's where it needs to be dug down the most. You can see where my tire tracks are. Like that's not near deep enough, but we'll get her across there and then work out getting it deeper. See, this digs way better. Okay, so we'll get her the whole 16 feet here, guys. It's a pretty good trench I got going here now, guys. I'm not going any deeper than that. In fact, that's probably overkill, you know. I just can't see that being an issue. Yeah, probably even a bit more for what we needed here. But lots of traffic, lots of weight. I have a gate then also in front of my cabin, and one in behind there, my little garden chicken grazing area I was talking to you about. So right on, guys. Well, guys, what a right beauty a day it is today in the bush. Way nicer than the last few, but holy shit, is it ever dry. Like, we haven't got any amount of moisture, so like the frost is, like I run into the frost about 2 foot down there, so I filled her with water, let her unthaw. Here is my new gate, hey? It's a high hog steel 16-footer. It's 6 bar, heavy duty. So this is like really a good gate. It's not a cheap gate. It costs 370 bucks, but it's heavy duty. We're gonna jimmy rig it up here to zap the fuck out of a bear as well. But like, and I made sure it's plenty big because it's easy to put a gate that's too small. So having a cup of coffee here, guys. See, this is what this beauty looks like. It's heavy duty. Now, no bear's gonna come through here. I gotta put low enough I don't have too many issues, but the bear can climb this thing like if you've ever seen a bear climb up corrals or anything, it scare the shit out of you. So we're gonna have to zapify it a bit. And here's my hole. Now this post, it's really a good one. You see I already drilled it out for my hinges, but it's not quite as long as I'd like it to be, but it's a really, we're gonna get her in there good. See that line there, that mark there is how deep we're gonna have to put this in. Otherwise the whole thing is gonna be too low. So we'll get this dug out. Probably hard to see down in there the way it's at, but see, this was like, it froze last night, but this was like right solid, and it was getting a real chore to dig, so I filled it up. But so I just gotta dig this about a foot further, and I want it like, I'm bigger than my post here now, but I need lots of room to pack this dirt in. So we'll just keep working away at her. Don't got much left. So this here works good to get it to unthaw, and I had got it to unthaw quite a bit, but I got down far enough again, it's just frozen, and it's a pain in the ass. So just put some water in there, put 2 pails like that, leave it there, let it sit for a bit, just instead of fighting it, and then get it that last 8 to 10 inches for our post. Okay guys, so instead of listening to the noisy generator I got going to run my angle grinder, I figured I'd just hop on and talk to you on this here thing. But anyway, what I'm doing here now is setting up all my rebar posts. I'm making portable stakes here out of rebar, and what I've actually done here, I'm taking 10-foot sections because they're cheaper than 20-foot sections. A 10-foot section of 10 mil rebar is $3.97 here, and a 20-foot was about $8.90 or something. I don't know how the prices of steel have been doing historically. I wouldn't be surprised if they're up, like things like lumber and shit. I just don't know. But anyway, we're cutting them right in half, making a 5-foot post. Gonna drive them a foot. Yeah, about $2 a post, no waste, whatever. But you can see here I'm looking like a goofy prick. I'm wearing this here thing to cut tree down. I was gonna put on safety goggles, but I realized I don't own any, so that's okay. But if there's one tool I get a little bit nervous using, it's this here fucking thing. These things are just a death trap, but particularly when you team her with a zip cut, you know, like there's just not my friend. I've had these things come apart on me a couple times, and you know, it sucks. You know, I've been lucky. I'm trying to keep like a little bit out of the range of fire. You know, this thing's going anywhere. Yeah, anyway, I'm also trying not to start the country on fire here because she's real dry. You know, that's why I'm cutting them where I'm cutting them, shooting sparks in my workshop and on the dirt there with all the grasses killed. And yeah. So, yeah, I ended up buying 33 $4 sticks, 132 bucks to make 66 posts, and I used 60 of them, and you'll see that all in, you know, part 2 of this here video, and should be right deadly here. Sounds good, guys. I'll quit talking to this here thing now. Okay guys, so I got all my posts cut, and you know, these are 5-foot. I was taking 10-foot pieces, which are cheaper than 20-foot pieces, cutting them right in the center. There's no waste, and you get 2 good sized pieces, and these make a good post. It's all that's used around here for rotational fencing and stuff, electric fencing. It's just the best, and you'll see how I set them up here. But normally these are only 4-footers. Which one here is 4-foot? I thought I was showing you. Oh, I left it, sorry. But I cut these at 5, and so they're bigger, and we can probably drive them a bit further and put lots of wires on here for the bears. But so what we do here now, I just bought this hammer too. It's not a super expensive one. I was hoping to find a little better one, but I didn't. But so then all we do here, guys, is we take our hammer. I'm not used to this hammer yet, guys, so you have to bear with me. Like, I'm not sure how far I want to put them down into the ground, you know. Like there was about 8 inches. Like, you probably drive them a foot. The ground is pretty soft here. If we drive them about a foot, you know, like that, that's pretty good. So that's probably about what I'm looking for. It's a good sized fence too. Like, yeah, about like that. It's not straight, and that's not too much lower than my, you know, my post or anything. And how I've set this fence up, it's like a semi-permanent design, right? So at any time, and the reason I'm not using wooden posts, you want to expand it, you just pulling out your corner wood posts, moving them, and then adding posts. And these posts just go on straight stretches. They're not holding any pressure this way. They're just holding the wires in place, which won't be at extreme height, but it's super easy to move her all around if need be, guys. And these posts are super inexpensive because they're only $2 a piece, and plus insulators. So something a bit different here tonight for the guys. Going for some chicken fingers, and these are cheesy potatoes. I put cheese on, they're good. So I'm just gonna put some honey garlic sauce all over these here. It's gonna be right on. But yeah, you know guys, with my fence there, it's one of those projects, there's more thinking than there's work about it. All the different little things got to be set just right, just how I want it. Make sure I don't get no bear in the fence. Have it right rigged up good, you know, and stuff like that. So pretty well got all that out of the road and got all my shit ordered and here already. So that's about, you know, all there is to it. So we'll just get her put back together here the rest of the video, and it's really gonna be nice to get done. So thanks for watching, guys. Okay guys, so here's my hole done, over 3 foot deep, as you can see. Oh, that deep. And see, does not take me long to dig, but it was frozen at about 2 foot, and then I had to let it unthaw twice to get her dug all the way out. Okay guys, she's good to go now. Yeah, that's good. So now I have to set this post, and I want it pretty good and straight, and gonna put some dirt in the bottom now. Now I'm gonna start packing it in there. Now the more of this we do, and in the smaller put a little bit of dirt, pack more, and do smaller increments, we can really set this post in there good. Now see, this here works wonders. Pack dirt down. I had a friend from New Zealand. He was really good at this, and he built this quick. I want to put an end like this on the other side of my bar. That would be super convenient, but this round piece works good because we're working on a deep hole here. So see, I dug this hole plenty big, so we have lots of room to really pack it down. And you know guys, like, if we spend enough time doing this, we can get this just rock solid in there. Okay guys, so I got this fucker. She is in there. Like, she is not coming out. I have empathy for the poor bastard that if anyone ever had to take that out, whew, you need some serious machinery. But I'm ready to hang my gate here now anyways. Okay guys, check this out. So my things need to be 36 apart here, and by 36 I mean to the center and not to the top, which is where I measured. So like, I could force that in, it's not gonna work, but I drilled this out with a special bit where I got the post from, so I have to get that. That is my blunder for today. Hopefully the only one, but this kind of shit happens to me all the time. Like, things like this I do all the time. It drives me crazy. And I probably measured this twice, and I probably did the same thing twice, actually. You know, that's definitely what's happened. I drilled it from this side. It says, okay, well, 36. Well, wrong fucking place there, guy, hey? So I'm just working here. I'll show you. This is a gate. So I run a wire, like there's 3 gates and therefore it's like 3 separate sections of fence. I'm gonna tie off here, do 1 strip, then to my next gate back there, another strip to that gate, another strip all the way back down here. But I'm just working on my rubber insulators here, or polyurethane or whatever the fuck. See, like, because this, like, it's a small fence, but it zigzags around a lot, so a lot of corners. It also has a lot of wires and 3 different sections of fence, 3 different tightener. Like, it's it actually burned through a fair bit of material, but like I'm putting these, my top wire is 4 foot. I have 5 foot rebar stakes. Like, this post I drove farther than 4 foot, so put it right up. It don't have to be perfect, but so half the deal here, guys, is that on every corner post or where I stop and start, I got to use 2 insulators, and then I got to use it for 4, and I'll show you why. It's a little intensive, so it does end up taking a lot of supplies, but that's okay. It's gonna be a beauty fence by the end of it. Just stapling these in. These are used ones. I'm reusing them, which is good, and because I need a lot of them too. Like, these little fuckers add up pretty quick. Like, they're not all that cheap. I have a piece of cable here. I check if I need to. Like, it's gotta, this is how these insulators work, okay? They're cloth, so you twist them. But, oh, I'm a little bit like off, like I'm more this way. Or where's my post? Oh, I'm pretty good. So I gotta be able to pull that, and I'm gonna hook my gate to here, and I don't want it to touch here or here. To do this good, like, what we really need is a way to, and for this to look good, is a convenient way to do our spacing. So 4 wires. The best way is to mark your hammer or something. But this one, like, you see this blue part of my hammer is perfect. My next one's coming here, and then my next one is like, it's pretty low, that bottom one. I got quite a fencer here. I'll show you later. And I'm also, like, I'm gonna have it grounded well, so I'm really gonna be zapping the fuck out of shit. But like, I also am taking into account the fact that being even in the bush, even though I've planned this to go around a lot of the shrubbery, like, all this grass is gonna grow up. It's not gonna be a very clean fence. So you see, guys, just like this here, and then once we get all these done, we'll be able to stretch out all our wires, and then, you know, once we get them stretched between all our wooden posts, then it'll tell us where we need to put our rebar stakes. So it's a little intensive using all of these like this, but I got lots to use up. See, this tie off go that way. See, on that one, like, I'm on the inside, only 1 connector, and on lots like that, but like on this corner I'll need 2, and then yeah, just about done already. Okay, so this is just electric fence, right? Like, there's not a whole bunch of pressure on these wires, but it's good practice all the same. So I'll show you what I've done here. I'm running this exactly parallel at about this distance from my cabin, and so that way it looks good. And then you see, I've got my wooden post in the low spot there and low spot here, because I don't want a whole bunch of pressure on the wires. Like, if I got slope like this, I got wooden post, gonna lift my rebar post up. Don't want that. If I'm like this, then I'm pulling them down. Gonna hold good there. Also, you see, I wanted to send this up in a nice spot. I don't want to be dealing with, I don't want to be cutting trail and shit any more than I have to. So you can see that line right there. And now what I've done here, like this stretch, everything's holding down. It's not going to sink them any further, but, and then this stretch, like, we're straight. That's just straight bank and up in a good spot. So right on, guys. Okay, so I'm ready to do this again, and this is definitely, I'm not doing this another time. So better make sure we got it right here, guys. I'm gonna come this way a bit. Okay guys, so now it's time to hang our gate here. Just gonna dust this coffee here. So this is easy. Have all my shit ready to go here. My nuts, and then I got the washers on this one. Fuck. See here like this, instead of going this way. Otherwise it's like this is 16-foot gate. It's just awkward to try and balance and shit. It's not fun. So we'll line up her bottom one here, get it going, get her top one going. Okay. See, I'm getting her good there now. Just, you see, I just went on the other end when I headed in there far enough and worked her that way. Just gotta come a touch more. But this actually worked out perfectly. I knew it was a touch high with my hinges there, and then I ended up dropping the gate 4 inches lower because I fucked up. We did all right. There she be, boys. Got her done. So now, you see this is a big ass post. I just got enough on this here to get her to go. What we'll do here is just tighten down the top one. It's got to come all the way. And then we might have to do some adjusting on the bottom one to lift the tip of that up. But this one's got to be right tight here, so we'll get her done. We take a look at her gate here, and you can see what I mean. Fuck, that looks good. You know, there's a dip here, but when I fill this trench, I'll probably put a little bit more. That turned out real nice, but this is too low on this side, so we're gonna have to lift the tip of this up, and we'll do that with this here nut on the inside. See? So we'll tighten that one and push this out that way, and it'll actually suck that in some. So, oh fuck yes, it's mint, boys. I'll show you how she lifts up easy here. Like, it should really stay open in any position. So you see, like, and easy to adjust over time, but you see it's downhill now, right? So it's gonna swing back to you. I don't want this. And it's just unlevel, it looks bad. Okay guys, there she be. My gate into camp is pretty mint. I got her like leveled pretty good. I didn't fuck with it for too long. And then you see I put in a post here for a chain, and then that also has got a hook wire off. Go that way, that's where that ends off. But everything's got to be hot here. Like, I got to have I'm going to put juice on the gate. And like, you see that big post there? Like, I'm curling it all the way. I got Christmas tree connectors. But if I don't have it singing all the way around like it take a bear fuck all time, get over that. And then, you know, if I get a bear that's on the wrong side of the fence here, like, I got quite a relocation project to the wall of my cabin, but yeah, so everything has to be just so. Like, it's not so easy as like a temporary agricultural fence. Like, I gotta really zip the prick. So anyways, we got it pretty figured here. See, this is a big ass gate, right? Like, there's leverage, like a lot of leverage on that post with the weight here, 16 footer. That's why I put the big fucker in there. Now, like, it's not a bad idea to have that braced, but it's such a big post, and I really got it in there good. And I don't love that there's a hole about 4 inches above. I don't hate it either. It'll be fine. But yeah, she's a beauty. So, like, there's a lot of little things here. Like, I gotta figure out how I connect the zip to the gate. I don't want to be zipping myself while I'm on the gate here. So, you know, I'm gonna have this go right between here. I'll probably have to put that chain shorter so I'm not dragging it and zipping myself that way. But into camp. Don't drag anywhere or anything. I'm a touch downhill there actually on the ass end of her, but that's okay. And then, yeah, I'll open her in that way. See, I don't want this to be a pain in... You see, I don't want this to be a pain in the ass. Like, it's got to be efficient. Like, I don't want a pain in the ass gate. I want it to be able to get through quickly. But it's a beauty. Got the big 6 bar on there. She's heavy duty. Lots left to do here yet, guys, on this, but we'll come back to it later. I'm ready to start stretching wires out. Okay, guys, going good here. So I'm stretching out all my wires and stuff. Now there's like 3 different separate sections to my fence, right? The gates I have 3 gates, and they all separate different sections. So kind of got to do this 3 times, but there's a lot of little things, like having 3 gates takes more time, as well as having 4 wires, and it adds up quick, I'll tell you. What I'm doing here now is I'm working on the longest section. It goes all the way from my garden gate in the back that goes that way, and then to the gate in front of my cabin. So, but it takes no longer than the short pieces because we got to do all this shit anyway. But what I'm using for wire here on my fence, oh, that's a little cockeyed, I think. It's actually 1/16 cable, and it works good. It's really becoming popular. Lots of guys I know are using this here now over the poly braid for electric fencing. So it's a great option for a semi-permanent fence like this. I didn't want to go high tensile or anything. This stuff here is cheaper than braid, cheaper than poly braid, and it's more conductive. And you know, it's just really a good option. The only thing you don't get is visibility with it. It's hard to see, but like, we know where the fence is. Like, it's not going to be an issue. But yeah, so it's actually a great option, and it's easy. Like I'm saying, like, if I want to all of a sudden push this fence or move it around, or it's super easy to join this and stuff, and it's just really a good option. But that don't mean it's cheap either. 3,000 feet I think I have here, $180. And like, poly braid kind of dwarfs that too, is even more expensive. But what I'm doing here is I'm trying to make everything low maintenance and just how I want it to. So what I'm doing is putting these ratchet tighteners on every wire of each section, so it's a little extensive. But this way, once this stretches, as well as it's just so easy to tighten. I don't have to undo anything. Just unplug the fence and then come here and tighten these. But you see here, I'm using aluminum double ferrules to work good, and I got lots of these. You know, I work with cable a lot with my snaring. My hands are getting fucking beat up from doing this. I just use the big fuck off pliers to crimp these. They're only 1/16. I couldn't crimp much more than this. You see, I'm just doing a double loop, and I've been leaving big tag ends. You'll see why later, but so I'm just squishing the shit out of this. And that's good to go. So this stuff will be plenty good and strong too. Like, it's being electric and how much zap I'm gonna put on her. Like, it don't need to be all that tight, and it don't need to be all that strong either, because no one's gonna be wanting to push on this for too long, I tell you. So then you could also put an end on these to keep it from coming out. Like, it's just a ratchet strap. I'm doing just wrapping a couple feet on here. That way, if I ever needed to a little bit, it would be here, and then it's never gonna come loose like that either. Just wrap some of this here on there. Like, you would be able to put this stuff if you ever wanted to, like on a reel, and you could do good temporary fencing with this here too. So it's kind of works good for everything. See that there's plenty, and see that there's plenty now. It's lots, you know, that's never gonna come undone. And how do I do this? Put all this shit in my pocket, and I'll tighten this when I come back through here with my second wire. But this is only how I do this. It's just a metal hammer, and it rolls along nice. There's no sense buying a reel for what I'm doing here, just none. You see, just clip it into all my corners and shit as I go. So we'll reel it all the way, guys. So you can see I got these wires stretched out here already. They're just kind of semi-tight and whatever, but I'll show you here how I finish this off. I want to be coming around a fair bit here actually. If I have slack, I'm just going to suck it up the ratchet. You know, it don't matter. So these claw connectors, they're nice. They work really good. But what I'm doing here, I just tie this off. I forget to do this every time, but put my double ferrule on the line, and then I'm putting a big loop here. And another thing I'm doing is leaving a big tag end over here, and you'll see why kind of later on, but it's to join all the wires together and stuff. But it don't do any harm in doing it. It's gonna just save me some trouble. Kind of keep it away from the posts, and then I'm going to use the tag end to connect. I'll show you later. See, I'll just really squish the shit out of this every time. I'm here, you know, I'm starting at this side, working back to my ratchets. I'll put all my ratchets in the same spot. That way they're always, just go to the same place. You know, I can have all 3 different sections of this fence tightened up in just no time. I'll show you. Okay guys, so I figured I might, but I just ran out of cable. You know, it actually, or not quite, but I'll use that stuff for my gates and shit. I don't want to be spliced a whole lot of shit unnecessarily. Cut this one to about right there. Then I'll show you, like, you see this kind of come unsnaggled a bit. It don't matter anybody. You can buy a handle for these, but you know, I have a wrench. And I'm just gonna get this like really just modestly tight, because but I still have to put my rebar insulators, and I still got a lot of shit to clear off the fence. So I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna tighten the shit out of that, because it just be in my road otherwise. And then I'll cap this line off. And another thing I'm doing here, it really not too important, particularly because this fence is really just tiny. But stretching this in the center of this section, I'm not stretching it from the end, and that way you're pulling less, but like it really don't matter. Oh, you know how we're doing this. Okay, I don't want to wind this on backwards. I've done that too today. Okay, boys and girls, well, I usually don't do this, but I'm going to because a couple reasons, but I'm going to split this video into a two-part series. Now, I'm just waiting on a couple things I ordered here for my fence. The big one is rebar insulators, so I can settle my lines nice and stuff. You can see they're still not quite right in there and behind me. But that stuff is going to be like 2 weeks, and I also need underground stuff I ordered. Bury my power and stuff under my gate, and to run power to my fence. Like, I'm not sure where I'm gonna cut it off on you here, friends, but like everything is done. Like, I just gotta put the rebar, but it's gonna make really 2 nice size videos. It was getting to be a long video, so I'll probably chop her off and put her in 2 parts there. Now, I hope you guys don't mind me doing that. I don't rarely do it, but it's the same amount of footage, and that way I'm not leaving you waiting the whole time, you know, for me to until that stuff comes in, and that way I'm not finishing the video and the project's still half over too, you know. So anyway, I didn't want to leave you waiting watch for a video for too long, guys. So my fence, it turned out a right beauty. Like, I can't wait to put the finishing touches on it and show you all the work I've done since, guys. It's just a right beauty. I can't wait to get her going. So catch you on part 2, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.